Hello, dear friends, teachers, students. Welcome back to my channel today. It's been not really long, but yeah, a few days when I have not come up because I was a little, what should I say, disappointed because there have not been too many views on the last video which I had uploaded. And maybe the content is not up to your liking, but anyhow, I'll continue to do my work. You may watch as per your convenience and requirement. So today I'm here on a request to upload a video on the usage of clauses because lots of people, lots of teachers and students are confused on this particular topic. So let me share my screen with you and I'll try to explain the different types of clauses and how and when they are to be used, or if they are used, then how to identify. All right. So, okay, here we go. So, hello everyone. This is an introduction to clauses. Because I want to get over with it as early as possible to save your time. There's no formal introduction to my channel. So basically, like when we talk about clauses, it's a group of words which contains a subject and a verb, right? I'll be giving you examples very soon. Just let me put myself up in a corner. Okay, so there are two types of clauses, basically independent or the main clause and a dependent or a subordinate clause. Further kinds of differentiation we'll be doing later. I mean, categorization I'll be dealing with in the same video. So independent clauses can stand on their own. They are complete in their information, while dependent clauses cannot be used independently. I mean, they just give you selective kind of information. So to understand the different types of clauses, it's very crucial for your construction of clear and effective sentences. Now, before we proceed further, let me just, yeah. Before discussing clauses, let's first discuss the difference between a phrase, a clause, and a sentence, right? A phrase is like they're all groups of words. But the main differences are that a phrase is a group of words that doesn't contain a subject and a verb. It doesn't make any sense. Like if I say, lying there. So lying there is what? Is lying there. So what is lying where? This is a phrase. It doesn't have a subject. Okay. Lying, only the verb is there. Okay. A clause, on the other hand, is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. It may be dependent or independent. Like, for example, if I say the sun rose, okay, so sun is my subject and rose, I mean, the sunrise I'm talking about, that is the verb. So the sun rose is it in itself a clause. Okay, but if I want to make it into a sentence, I'll say the sun rose in the east, or the sun rises in the east. The sun rises is a clause, but if I add in the east or in the east direction, then it becomes a complete statement. So this is a clause. It has a subject and it has a verb. A sentence, of course, is a complete thought that contains a subject and a verb and maybe a complement or whatever. So a sentence is a complete statement which gives you full information, right? Okay. Definition of a clause, I've already discussed, but formally, if you want it, a clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, already told you. It can stand alone as a sentence or be a part of a larger sentence. So clauses are building blocks of sentences, you can say, and they can express a complete thought. Like I said, the sun rises. Yes, the sun rises. We all know that. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's a clause. Okay, so it can stand alone. It makes sense on its own also, but it can be a dependent clause or an independent clause that I'm going to discuss now. Okay, so dependent and independent clauses we'll discuss with examples. Like a dependent clause cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. For example, because she loves pizza, Maria ordered a large pie. So in this complete statement, if I take the first half, because she loves pizza, she loves pizza is a clause. She loves pizza, fine. She is my subject and loves is the verb and pizza is the object. So because she loves pizza is a clause, but it is dependent. It does not make complete sense. Whereas Maria ordered a large pie makes a complete statement or it makes complete sense. So Maria ordered a large pie is an independent clause, whereas because she loves pizza it's a dependent clause. I hope I made it clear. So now there are three types of dependent clauses: the noun clause, the adjective clause, and the adverb clause. As the name suggests, noun clauses function as a subject or object of the verb. For example, what she said. All right. What she said. Ram said. So instead of what she, I can use the noun Ram or anything, Namrata, sushi, whatever. So a noun clause stands as the subject or the object of a statement. I know what you did. So what you did is a noun clause. You is a noun and did is the verb. I know what you did can be replaced by I know Mrs. Sharma. So what you did is a noun clause because that can be substituted by a proper noun. Now coming to adjective clauses. So these clauses, they modify nouns and pronouns. For example, the house that Jack built. That Jack built is an adjective clause because we can say the big house, the large house, the beautiful house. So the house is being qualified by the clause that Jack built. Which house? The one which Jack built. What kind of house? It could be a large house, a small house, a good house, or a bad house, whatever. So the house is being qualified by the clause that Jack built. Or I like people who are honest. What type of people do I like? Who are honest. I like honesty. Who are honest becomes the adjective clause. Like I like good people. Okay, so instead of good people, who are honest? Who people, which is a noun, and honest is the adjective. So are becomes the verb. So this is an adjective clause, something which qualifies your noun. What kind of people? Those who are honest. So that is an adjective clause. Adverb clauses, again, as per the name, they modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. For example, he works because he wants to succeed. He works hard, he works diligently. Okay, so instead of diligently or hard, I've used the clause because he wants to succeed. He wants to succeed is the clause. He is my subject and wants is the verb. So this becomes an adverb clause. Or another example, she sings as if she were a professional. She were a professional is my clause and it qualifies the verb sings. So it becomes an adverb clause. She sings sweetly. She sings melodiously. She sings beautifully. So instead of beautifully, I'm using this clause. So this becomes an adverb clause. Noun clauses in a little more detail. Subject, like a noun clause functions as a noun in a sentence and is often introduced by the words such as that or the what words, okay, what, which, where. And it functions as the subject, object, or the complement of a verb like a typical noun. Now, we know what are subjects, we know what are objects. Now, complements are something which give you complete information about the verb or the noun. So we have two types of complements, noun complements and verb complements. Verb complement, for example, she ate an apple. What did she eat? An apple. So an apple is a complement to the verb ate. All right. He is very tall. So what kind of a boy he is? He is very tall. So very tall is giving a compliment to the noun he, or say Tom. Tom is very tall. So the complete information about Tom is he is very tall. So very tall is it's a noun complement, right? So for example, for noun clauses, what he said, now this becomes a subject. Somebody said. So this is a noun clause. Or for example, now this here, he said is the subject because it's starting from he. If we want to make it into an object, the noun clause for object, I know what? That she is telling the truth. I know her. So her or pronoun, I know Mr. Tom. So Mr. Tom, a proper noun can be replaced by this clause, she is telling the truth. Okay, so this is a clause, a noun clause. A compliment would be the fact that they arrived late was disappointing. Why did they arrive late? So that becomes was disappointing. So the coming late was disappointing. So this particular aspect of coming late is completed by the complement. It was disappointing that they came late. So this is a complement. Now, adjective clauses and examples. Adjective clauses are also known as relative clauses, and they modify nouns and pronouns in a sentence. I just said they qualify the noun. They provide essential information about the noun or the pronoun which they are qualifying. For example, the car that won the race is mine. So the red car is mine. That won the race can be substituted by an adjective. I know the man who sold me the bike. I know that tall man. I know that, fat man. I know that hardworking man. So all of these adjectives can be replaced by this clause, who sold me the bike. Third example, this is the house where I grew up. So again, where I grew up is substituting adjectives like huge, uh, uh, very big, sprawling. So this is a sprawling house, this is a huge house, this is a beautiful house. So all of these adjectives can be replaced by this clause, where I grew up. So this is an adjective clause. We just need to, whenever we are confused, we just need to see with what particular, part of speech can we replace this clause. Now, adverb clauses are of four types: time, adverb time clause, place, reason, and condition. So I'll explain with one example just to keep this thing short. After she finished her homework, she went for a walk. When did she go for a walk? She went. So when did she go? After she finished her homework. So after she finished her homework is an adverb clause, because this is trying to tell us when did she go for a walk. So went, the time for went is being qualified by this adverb clause. Place, wherever she goes, her dog follows. So follows, the dog follows her. Okay, the dog follows her wherever she goes. So wherever she goes is an adverb clause, because where is she going is it's being followed by her dog. So here the adverb clause for place would be wherever she goes. Where does her dog go? Wherever she goes. Reason, adverb clause for reason. Since it was raining, they decided to stay indoors. Now, if you take the sentence and divide it into two, they decided to stay indoors is a complete statement. But we are adding a dependent clause to it. Since it was raining, why did they decide to stay indoors? Because it was raining. So since it was raining becomes an adverb clause. Okay. The last one is condition. You will pass the exam. It's a complete statement, and it can be used independently. But if we want to qualify this through an adverb, if you study hard, the condition is if you study hard, you will pass the exam. So here, if you study hard becomes an adverb clause for condition. Last, I would just deal with we've already discussed phrases and clauses. Just a sneak peek into the types of sentences. We have 4 types of sentences, mainly declarative, like I say something, I'm trying to declare. She goes to the park. I love ice cream. I have a pet dog. So I'm declaring, I'm just giving it, it's a statement of facts. Interrogative is a question. This is also a sentence. Are you coming with us? Why have you come late? Why didn't you do your homework? What is your favorite sweet dish? So these are all interrogative statements. Imperative is a kind of an order. Please pass the salt. Go out of this room. Okay. So when you give an order, it's a kind of, you may even rebuke. So this becomes like, get out of the room. So this also is a kind of order, an order. So this is an imperative statement. An exclamatory, of course, what a beautiful day. Oh, how happy I am to see you. So all these are 4 types of sentences: declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. So in conclusion, I will say that after exploring the definition, types, and examples of different clauses, it's very easy for us to understand that they are very important as far as making of sentence or sentence construction is concerned. So we must understand the nuances or the importance of noun, adjective, and adverb clauses, and also the distinction between the dependent and independent clauses, because it's a very important part of your written and verbal communication. So if you know this, you can be very good, writers, and also good speakers. So it's very important to know these differences. So in conclusion, let's reflect on the significance of mastering these fundamental building blocks of language for communication and for expression. So that was all for today. I'll stop sharing, and thank you, even for not watching. And I'm not being sarcastic. I know exam days are on, and students must be busy studying, and the teachers must be busy in their corrections, in their evaluation work, both at school and, of course, the board exams. So nevertheless, since this was a request, I have made this presentation, and I've also uploaded it today. So thank you, everyone, for being over here. And I'll be back very soon with something even better. And my questionnaire, which I had, intended to share with you, I'll do that after 16th of March. There's a big day for me. I'm taking up a presentation for a national platform. So once I'm done with that, I'll be back with my questionnaire, which is basically a competition. So till then, it's bye-bye, take care, and see you very soon. God bless you all.